You brought a little friend with you today.
Yes.
And it's not a pit bull.
It's not a pit bull.
Good, I can pet it.
I almost brought one.
I know you
You are going to meet one yet. But we have with us today, her name is Saffron. She's one of the kittens up for adoption.
Oh, wow, look at her.
I'm going to bring her out. She is my favorite right now at the shelter. I always have a favorite that I'm trying not to bring.
Now, this would be calico, right?
This is calico.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Again, my favorite color.
I can handle this.
I have a calico at home. Her name is Pumpkin. This is Saffron. And she is a sweetie.
She is pretty.
How cute is she? She's about 2 months old. She's going to be spayed tomorrow when our vet comes over tomorrow morning. She's spayed.
Does she know that?
No. Don't tell her.
Does that, is that traumatizing towards a pet? Or,
Well,
I mean,
it's not really. Not like we think it is.
right.
It can be a little stressful on them, but we are so fortunate now at the Humane Society of Messina. We just opened up a surgical room this year, and we've now spay and neuter on site at the Humane Society. We used to have to transport every animal up to Potsdam, crate them, take them up there all day long, every single animal. And we found that this works so much better. It reduces stress.
Well, just the expense and
it reduced our expense,
right.
and it reduces their stress.
Yeah.
And we don't have to drive through cold winter days
Right.
And get them up to Potsdam on time. And it wasn't a good situation for them. They just sit in the crate all day and wait for everybody to get done. But she's beautiful. You can tell she has a longer coat.
Yep. Now, is that because of the climate now?
No, not at all.
Because it's
Just because of her genetic makeup. And here you go, baby. So she is up for adoption. We have many kittens right now, still coming in, just as sweet as this baby. She's crying.
Yeah, I can hear it.
I'm gonna let you take her.
Okay, I can handle this.
Okay.
Poodles I can handle too, you know. My mother used to have a poodle.
Oh, okay.
That loved me.
Okay.
Well, my sister has a boxer, and no, this is not.
That's not the best end.
That's not the
that
best
you
end.
have. No.
Okay.
There's that
Don't show
beautiful
your
face.
end. And now I'm getting sensing that the boxer is sensing that because she'll aggressively come at me and
Okay.
not to probably maul me or anything, but
Right.
she's climbing on me. She's big. She's intimidating, and she's young. But that's
Well, sometimes it just depends on your interpretation of the situation. Now, maybe, say, like, if I met this boxer and it ran at me, I'd be thrilled. And I'd be saying, come see me, come see me. Where when the boxer runs at you, you're like, ooh, a little anxious.
yeah,
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah. It depends. I would be excited. We recently had someone come in and they had a baby, and they were very upset to find that the cat had jumped into the crib with the baby. And I wanted to bring the cat back to the Humane Society. And again, it depends on your interpretation, because if I had a baby at home and the cat jumped in, I would go grab the camera and I'd be taking pictures because I would think that was adorable.
Sure.
Just adorable. But they were frightened by it and they were nervous, and they actually thought about surrendering the cat.
Well, this is pretty.
Isn't she pretty?
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is so pretty.
Maybe she wants to come with you.
Well, I'll listen to you.
Uh-huh.
I'll tell you, we're I don't know. We used to have a cat, and but I had said to you before that the fact that we had to travel, out of town a lot, because we're away from family and everything. We really not, hadn't gotten back into the pet thing. But
You have to make sure you have time for them.
yeah,
They are a commitment.
we couldn't do it justice.
They live
That's-
for 12, 15 years or more,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to make sure you provide them home for that length of time, because there are so many animals in the world. It's hard to find a home for your
Right.
pet should you have to surrender them for some reason.
Yeah, you're right.
But it's also equally important, if you're looking at a dog, to choose the right breed. And this is one of the biggest mistakes people can make. If you live in an apartment, really take that into consideration, because if you end up with a large breed dog, no room to exercise it, you're going to pay the price.
Oh, absolutely.
The dog's
Yeah.
just going to be jittery all the
Yeah,
time.
exactly. I mean, I sometimes they say, a person will buy a dog or purchase a dog that, most times it reflects their personality or
Yes.
whatever.
Yeah.
And I see some people with some crazy looking dog,
I know. I know. I always chuckle when I see people driving around town with their dogs. A lot of dogs get to go for car rides. I'm very impressed. You just have to, remember if it's hot or cold out.
Sure.
Be careful. But a lot of dogs around town are driving around with their heads out the window.
Oh, yeah. Well, our poodle used to do that.
I went by one dog one day, and he had long hair everywhere, and you couldn't even see his face. His coat was blowing back, and you couldn't even tell where his eyes were. It was the cutest thing I ever saw. Baby. So Saffron's looking for a home. If anybody's interested, they can contact the shelter.
Excellent. And that number for the shelter is again?
764-1330.
Okay.
Give us a call.
And you're open from?
1 to 5, Monday through Saturday.
Okay.
And, if you find a stray animal in the town of Messina or Louisville, bring them in. That's what we're here for. Do not hesitate. We'll take them in and we'll accommodate them. Now, if you have an owned animal, if you're trying to find a home for your dog or cat, give us a call because if cages are full of strays, we cannot accommodate them.
Sure.
We have to take the strays in off the street. That's our priority. And if we have room, we'll help people find homes for their own cats and dogs. Oh, now she's pretty warm.
Yes, you will. Okay. Well, listen, Saffron and you, I thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much.
And it was a pleasure having you here.
Thank you. Pleasure
and,
being here.
if you're welcome back.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Bring pickles.
Yeah, bring a pit bull. Or two.
Okay.
For now, that kind of wraps up our segment here with Minutes with the Mayor. Again, I'm Jim Heidi from Messina, and along with my guests, Saffron and Heidi Radish, we thank you for tuning in, and until next time, have a great evening.
Why not make this holiday season a special one for the whole family with a purchase of a new Chevrolet from Frenchie Chevrolet? Check out this new 2011 Chevy Suburban LT that features leather, power driver, and passenger seat. 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Gets 21 miles per gallon highway and much more. Sticker on this one was $52,600. Now take this one home for just $47,000. You save up to $5,600. Chevy runs deep at Frenchie Chevrolet. 255 East Orvis Street, Messina, or visit FrenchieChevy.com.
Business and need more than just a computer salesman, StarTech is your answer. We have 4 technicians available with over 60 years combined experience for fast, efficient, quality service. We've been serving upstate New York since 1983. We support local and wide area networks, and we service most makes and models of computers and printers. We have a complete in-house service facility, and we offer on-site service to most areas.
StarTech, computer, cellular, and music equipment.
Good afternoon, and welcome to another segment of Minutes with the Mayor. My name is Jim Heide. I'm the proud mayor of the Village of Massena. And today we have Heidi Bradish, who comes to us from the Massena Humane Society. Heidi, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me here.
My pleasure.
We're excited to talk about the Humane Society and everything we do.
Well, I'll tell you, I hear you from time to time on the radio.
That's right.
And I thought, what a better way to
That's right.
get people to associate a name and a face and the voice and all that good stuff than having you live here on our segment. Just want to briefly talk to you about different things of what's involved with the Humane Society, and I hear a little friend back there. But
We'll bring her out in a minute.
okay, what's involved with Humane Society? I coming on board as mayor of Massena, I had like kind of a misconception of what the Humane Society was all about. I didn't know if you folks were the dog catchers or are you like a shelter, where people can leave their pets for a short period of time or whatever.
Okay.
But I just want to hit upon something, some of the things like that. But also, how did you come in about the Humane Society? What is your background with?
Well, I had always been involved in animals, and people who love animals generally are like that. You're just kind of born that way. And spent half my life trying to catch strays and breeding miniature horses and Shetland sheepdogs and just loving every minute of it. I also was a licensed wildlife rehabilitator for the state of New York before I started at the Humane Society, and that was very interesting. I loved it, raising wonderful fawns. People bring their wildlife to me, I rehabilitate them, raise them on a bottle, and I was set them free.
Excellent.
Very
Now,
good.
are you a native of Massena in the area? Or?
Yes, born and raised.
Okay.
Graduated from Massena High School.
Excellent.
Yeah, absolutely. And started at the shelter about almost 7 years ago now. Very excited to be there. And we currently have a great staff at the Humane Society. We have dedicated people with degrees, but who have chosen to spend their life with animals,
Sure.
giving their time to these animals. And
How many folks do you have down there?
we've got about half a dozen.
Okay.
Several full-time, some part-time. We do handle the dog control officer for the town of Massena. We do have a dog control officer who will respond between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. If there's a stray or a complaint regarding dogs just in the town of Massena. You can give her a call, she'll respond. But we also provide housing and care for the homeless and stray animals in our area and in the township of Louisville. This is important for people to know because if you call us and you have a stray in the township of Norfolk, we're not allowed to take them. Norfolk actually contracts with the Potsdam Humane Society, and that animal will then go to Potsdam, where we contract with Massena and Louisville. The only two towns we have room for. We cannot accommodate it all.
I bet.
We are full.
Yeah. Now, this is a new facility. So, my new facility that you're currently?
We were fortunate to add on about 2,000 square feet 3 years ago. It's our new adoption center, and we're very lucky to have that.
How do you get your funding for your programs and for the addictions and your vehicles and things of that nature?
Well, we were also fortunate many years ago, Frederica Linder, many people will remember her.
Yep.
She left us a trust fund, and we're able to use the proceeds every month from that fund to operate the shelter. We also have adoption fees, our contracts with Massena and Louisville, and donations. Donations are wonderful. We love them. They keep us going, and every once in a while someone will remember us and their will, and it makes all the difference in the world.
Excellent.
We use the money very carefully and very wisely.
So you have fundraisers throughout the year also?
We
or is
have
that-
fundraisers from time to time. Many local businesses go out of their way to take the time to establish some type of fundraiser for us, whether it's anything from local businesses having a motorcycle ride, kids having bake sales, car washes. We have children who actually, when their birthdays come up, they will say to their friends, please don't bring a gift for me, bring an item for the children, for the animals.
Sure.
And the Humane Society, no, come in and they'll bring donations, dog treats, and that kind of thing for the animals.
That's nice.
In lieu of a gift.
That's excellent that kids would get involved in the community at an early age. Yeah,
absolutely.
Sure.
And you can tell there are a lot of great parents out there and great teachers.
How about the other services that you provide? Do you do the like shots and things of that nature, or spaying and neutering?
We spay and neuter our own animals. When the animals come in, we receive close to 1,000 animals every single year. They are all spayed and neutered, vaccinated, dewormed. I like to call it the spa treatment, because when they leave, they look great, they feel great.
Right.
And it's the way they should have been when they came in, but
Sure.
often aren't.
Geez, maybe I should go.
But we only work on our own animals at the shelter. We do not offer services for the public. If you do need vaccinations or anything for your animal, contact your local vet.
And how many vets are in the area? Do you know?
We're fortunate, we have Dr. Slinker over on Willow Street, and we have the new Java Clinic out on Route 56, Dr. Perez and Dr. White, and there are many surrounding communities with nice pay clinics too, like Cape Potsdam.
Sure.
Yes.
Now, obviously, we've got some cold months coming upon us, getting here relatively quick, and with that, the winter cold months, and obviously people keep their pets out for periods of time to do their business or to get fresh air and things.
And that's okay.
That's okay. So, but
That's okay.
you have a recommendation on how to? Okay.
We do. If you leave your dog outside, and anybody sees, for any great length of time, we are going to get a phone call. We're going to get a phone call, and we're going to have to respond. And we do not like seeing dogs tied outside.
Mm-hmm.
We're not in favor of it. It does happen still from time to time. If you have to leave your dog outside, please be sure to get adequate housing. Our climate up here is very cold in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
We all know, and it's not any different for the animals. You want to make sure that your dog is in a draft-free dog house. Don't give them blankets.
Right.
Give them straw. Straw is very warm and stays dry. If a blanket gets cold and freezes, the dog is laying on a toxin.
Interesting.
And it's
Okay,
very
never
chilly,
thought of
very
that. Sure.
Fresh water is so important. Keep that water bowl fresh. Don't let it freeze over. There are heated water bowls available.
Mm-hmm.
Get something rigged up, plug it in. Keep your animals as comfortable as they can be, because it's going to be a cold winter.
Sure. You know, we've pretty much been talking primarily about dogs, but you also have houses, or you have horses out there that people have for pets, obviously, and how do they react to the winter? And you think of a horse being out there all winter long shouldn't bother them, but in fact,
Horses are actually pretty hardy, but they still need shelter. They need someplace to go. And you would be surprised to find out that horses do not have to have, by New York State law, shelter.
interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's something we really need to change your books on. But common sense tells you if you're going to have horses, have some form of shelter. Get out of the snow, get out of the rain, get out of the sun. It's important to get out of the sun as it is this morning. Make sure, again, water, hay. You've got to keep them comfortable. They will start to lose weight. They will show the signs of stress.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And these animals can get frostbite, just like we can. And we frequently see animals come into the shelter with frostbite wounds.
Oh, wow.
It's very sad to see.
Yeah, I bet.
Very,
Of course, they can't convey to you like a human can.
They
That
can't.
I have a temperature, or I have
That's right. My
whatever.
feet are freezing. Help me.
Yeah, exactly.
If only they could do
You know.
Yeah.
Are you looking for a lease on a new 2012 Ford Edge? No problem. It's right here at Frenchie's Ford. Check out this new 2012 Ford Edge front-wheel drive SE. It features a 2.0-liter EcoBoost engine, rear spoiler, gets 30 miles per gallon highway, and more. Right now, lease this one for 39 easy payments of just $367 a month. That's less than $12 a day. Frenchie's Ford, 216 East Orvis Street, Messina, or visit FrenchiesFord.com. Ford, drive one.
You spoke about the your staff. How do you tell a dog has worms or whatever? How do you tell a dog has, I don't know, they talk about cancer and things like that. They can get that.
Yes, absolutely. The most important thing that you can do with your pet is to have an annual checkup with your local veterinarian.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important, and your vet will keep them on a regular vaccination schedule, will regularly check them for anything like parasites, and will let you know anything's going on. But check your pet over, feel around their body. You will actually start to feel any tumors or growths. that may appear, and you're the best one to be able to tell the difference.
Mhm.
And if you do feel something like that, get them into the vet and get it checked.
That's
Checked right away. Animals in our area have a very high incidence of cancer, so
Really?
just like people.
Just like people.
And we lose them at a very young age.
Well, see,
Yeah.
I would never, you never think about it then in that aspect that,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, we do. It is not uncommon for animals as young as 4, 6, or 8 years old to have cancer.
Wow,
It's
that's
very sad to
amazing.
see.
It is. It is. What are some of the various animals that you would take in? I mean, we know the common practices:
Yes.
dogs, cats.
Right.
But do you ever have the odd
We do.
one that comes up like
We do.
like an ostrich or a
No,
giraffe
no.
or something like that?
No. We did have a rooster that was roaming in the village of Messina. No one knew where he came from. We went down, we picked him up, we named him.
Could have been my alarm clock.
I think we called him Nugget or something. And he stayed with us until we found a home for him.
No kidding.
Yes, we will pick up something. If we can house it and we can care for it, we'll take it.
Right.
We've had chinchillas, rats, guinea pigs, parrots. They were very interesting. A lot of people were moving parrots because they had potty mouths and
Well, that's too funny.
told us off every day that we were there to take care of them. We've had parakeets, and we now have 2 turtles that have become permanent residents of the shelter. They're going to live with us for 70 years or so. But just about everything.
Now, what about more exotic pets? You mentioned the parrots, but anything in the line of, and you hear this in the cities, of course, and such, but like boa constrictors or snake. I'm not a big snake fan.
I am not a big
Do you
snake
handle
fan.
snakes?
I do not handle snakes.
Okay.
I do not
How's
handle
that?
That'd be a tough one. If your pet snake needs a home, and if you have the adequate caging to provide us to take care of it, you could probably bring it in, and we will do our best. We do have one staff member who loves snakes, and she will be in charge of that.
Oof.
Because I'm not a fan.
Have you ever had them come in though? I mean, like a boa? Have you ever had
No.
that? Or
No, we haven't.
alligator or something?
No.
Good.
No,
So they're
not
not in our sewer systems, I hope.
They're not. They're not. We did have one grass snake accidentally find its way in,
Sure.
and that was enough.
But could those animals, say for example, somebody did have something like a boa or something, they couldn't live in our climate very long, could they?
No,
Could they adapt to it? Or?
no, not at all. People will sometimes become desperate when they have an animal like that, and they will go into a in the summer. The animal's not going to survive. So find a home. Put an ad in the free trade. You'd be surprised how many calls you will get somebody looking for iguanas or snakes or pet spiders.
Sure, I bet.
You'll find a home.
Yeah. There's so many variety of people out there, they go over everything. But,
Yeah.
now, what are the procedures of, say, for example, adopting a pet?
We love showing off our pets, and while they're at the shelter, we love them like they are our own. And we love showing them off. We have a website. You can check it out at safe.petfinder.com. All of their faces are on there. They're just beautiful. And we love our visitors, too. They stop in between the hours of 1 to 5, Monday through Saturday, visit these animals. And if you fall in love with one, we have a simple adoption application you can fill out.
Okay.
And frequently we can approve the adoption that same day. And if that animal is spayed and neutered and ready to go, they can often go home that day as well.
Sure.
And if they might need another vaccination yet, or just spayed or neutered, we'll just take a couple more days. But we try to get them turned around and out the door as soon as possible.
Do you have a pretty good rapid in and out?
We do.
pets?
It's amazing. Sometimes we will have certain animals come and they'll stay with us for months, trying to find just the right home for them. And other times they could be in that adoption center for just 12 hours, and they're not good.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing.
It is.
That's
You
good.
never know.
At Frenchie Selects, we pride ourselves on having one of the finest selections of pre-owned vehicles in the area. Check this out. How about this 2008 Buick Lucerne CXL that was 19.3, now just 18.2? Or check out this 2011 Chevy Malibu LT that was 21,000, now just 19.9. Frenchie Selects, corner of Route 37 and Parker Avenue, Messina, or visit FrenchieSelects.com.
Now, here's what am I thinking? Being just coming back recently from Detroit area.
Right.
Pit bulls were a big concern in our community. It was always said there's only 2 reasons to own a pit bull back there. It was either to fight or drugs.
Okay.
They secure the homes and such. And of course, pit bull to me is an intimidating animal. Of course, I've been bitten once by a dog, so they're all intimidating.
But not a pit bull.
But not a pit bull.
Right.
I'll be honest about that. And just this morning, in fact, there was an article you and I had discussed earlier coming out of Potsdam where there are more pit bulls that are being housed in the kennels of the.
Yes, we have a serious pit bull overpopulation problem in our community, and I would say about 60 to 70% of the dogs at our facility as well, just like at Potsdam, are indeed pit bulls or pit bull mixes. We do need to educate people on this breed because they are not scary dogs at all. There are many reasons to have pit bull. They are, as far as temperament testing, when we temperament test dogs, different breeds all combined, pit bulls always score in the top 5% of all the breeds. They're very consistent. They have excellent temperaments. They are loyal, and they are eager to please, extremely eager to please. They love people. They love people so much that they are not good watchdogs. If you are looking for a dog to guard your house,
That is
do
so
not
interesting.
do not get a pit bull.
They have that myth around them, and it's it goes back, I guess, during World War I or II that they were bred for in the pits, from what I understand.
They are very strong. They're very muscular, and in the wrong hands could do a lot of damage, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But they are big babies, and if you know any responsible pit bull owner, ask them about their dog, and chances are, even if they're 70 pounds,
I know one.
Yes,
You.
That's right. That's right. And I have been completely sold by this breed just since the year that I started working for the Humane Society. I've never owned them before. They are such an impressive bunch. I've never met, and everybody has their personal favorites.
Sure.
Mine has become the pit bull. Now, we call a lot of different breeds pit bulls, actually. There is the American Staffordshire Terrier, the English Staffordshire Terrier. There's pit bull terriers. But they kind of all throw them in a large group and just name them all kind of pit bulls.
Sure.
But mine, the ones that I have, are American Staffordshires, which the AKC finally recognized as its own breed back in the 1930s. And ever since then, their popularity has just been booming.
Wow, that's amazing.
But they are extremely smart. Dogs are capable of learning over 100 English words. And my one dog and I, my oldest dog and I, we're working on it, but he's up to about 35. And when you can communicate with a dog like that, it's amazing.
Well, I bet.
It's absolutely amazing. And when I'm speaking to him, he is looking and listening. And he knows the difference between going for a walk and going for a car ride.
Sure.
The difference between treat or kibble when you want to go out. And it's remarkable. It's a remarkable relationship.
That's really nice that you're able to do that. But as I said, I was bitten once before, and I've often heard where if you're around dogs, horses, or whatever, you send off this vibe.
Yes.
Even
Right.
horses intimidate me. I don't think I've ever been on a horse.
I have
In fact,
horses too. You got to come to my house.
You have horses too.
Yes.
Actually, I was at the Barnhart not too long ago, where this club, the riding club, Bill Helmer and his group were out there, and they had 80-some horses or whatever. I don't know if you were involved in that.
No.
But they're out there, and Bill said, "Come on, I've got your cowboy hat, and you're going to get on the horse." And I'm like, "Bill, I'm not getting on the horse. I'll wear the hat."
You have to get on the horse.
It's that that vibe that they send off. It's an intimidating animal.
And you're afraid.
I'm afraid. I'm a big chicken.
Yeah. No,
that was my rooster.
Horses are wonderful companions, just like dogs. And
But do we send out this vibe, and do they feel?
well,
the vibe?
they're not stupid. People don't give them enough credit. They can absolutely pick up on your emotions, just like you could my emotions, or I could yours. I
Right.
can tell if you're nervous or excited or sad.
Right.
They can too. It's not any different.
Oof. Yeah, but you're not going to bite me.
No, I won't bite.
So geez.
I won't bite. But the horses and the dogs are good.
Well, all right. Well,
Probably not.
probably not. Yeah. But,
This is the face of North Country winters, brutal and unforgiving.
So what? Let's battle Old Man Winter with a Fisher plow from Frenchies. The Extreme V takes plowing efficiency to a whole new level. providing you with greater performance, reliability, and flexibility. And the all-new HT Series plow is full-size, full-featured plow, made especially for today's four-wheel drive half-ton pickup truck. Frenchie Chevrolet, 255 East Orvis Street, Messina, your Fisher Plow headquarters in northern New York.